Okay. Hello and welcome to Friday. Is it Friday yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nah.
Because no, it's not Friday yet, Fion, for you. Ha. I've just finished watching this time loop movie, so my days are a bit messed up. Have you guys heard? Do you guys know Andy Samberg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So he's actually in this really underrated movie called Palm Spring. So go watch that. It's really funny as hell. Yes. Okay, movie recommendation of the year. All right, now let's do this. How are your weeks? Yeah.
It's been good. Just been busy, but I haven't really had time to wrap my head around the whole Villa Newcastle situation, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Yes. Much injuries, much wow. Justin, how's your FPL week?
My FPL week was weird because I felt like I should have done well and I didn't. As in, like, I got some good returns, but I didn't climb as much as I wanted. But it's a gradual climb, you know. It's a marathon. You got 38 weeks. Are we a quarter of the way through? No.
Well,
Just
one
about.
third of just about, yeah, just about one quarter.
Yeah. So, long way to go. No rush.
Yeah, as long as we keep making good moves, right? I think okay, wait. So an opening question for you guys. Do you think this is the stage to start following the template moves since we're about to go into December? Or are we still looking at differential Daniel wildcard picks that will work for 2 to 3 games?
Depends on the state of your team, but I don't think you change the way you play ever. Well, I wouldn't try to do that anyway.
Okay, Justin.
It's a difficult one. Yeah, I think, as always, you wanna strike a bit of a balance between the two. And it's also, at this point, it sort of becomes what you can fit in your team and what's like opportunistic. If someone starts hitting form and one of your players has bad fixtures or something, and you've got just enough budget, you make the move, sort of thing. So it might become a little less planned out than maybe you'd like it to be in a perfect world.
Yeah. Speaking of less than planned out, yeah. Besides the Villa Newcastle game, we've had like a whole host of things that have thrown us off. But let's start with the week that has been. Never mind. So the week that has been in the Senate has been a very straightforward week. We have had City against Burnley, which has been nothing but 5-0. So some of the top transfers in were KDB, and some of the sales that happened for this involve Zaha and James Rodriguez. So, not too bad. The other popular purchase was buying Jota. So I guess no longer a differential Daniel anymore. Quick one from you guys. How long do you think Jota should stay in your squads for? John?
For as long as he stays in the Liverpool squad, is just about it for me.
Okay, Justin?
I don't have him yet. I sort of wish I got him. It's going to be one of those things where, like, his price has risen 0.4 or something since the start of
He has? Mm-hmm.
And I wish I got him at the start, but I didn't. But I have him. It's hard because I don't like players who don't start, but at the moment he's starting, so it's like, well, what's not to like? He's basically a Mane or a Salah for, 4 mil or 5 mil cheaper. Probably, yeah. You keep him in until he's getting benched, but if he's never getting benched, then keep him.
Agreed.
Okay, so yeah. Last week the key differential last week was actually picking a captain, because captains were split evenly 4 ways between Bruno Fernandes, KDB, Salah, and Vardy. So last week, I think if you put up did anybody put up the captain's poll? I didn't really see it, but yeah, it would have been a very, very diverse captain's poll. So yeah, so I feel that besides, everyone in these 4 picks still picked up something. And the question really is, right, my question for you guys, do you think it's worth having all 4 of Vardy, Bruno, Salah, and KDB? Or would there be one out of those 4 that you're willing to not have over the next maybe 2 to 3 fixtures?
I'd be very willing to not have Vardy.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have the other 3 by far.
I mean, I don't have Vardy or Bruno. It's hard. You can't have everyone. Is the problem. That's the FPL conundrum. Otherwise, you'd have 400 players in your team. I think Vardy, especially, if you look at his stats, I mean, he's got all these goals. A lot of them are penalties. If you look at his underlying, he's starting to really look his 33-year-old age. So I would be a bit worried about that if I was an owner. I mean, penalty goals still count for points in FPL, but you can't get a penalty every game. So I'd be worried about that.
That's not what Bruno says.
I know that's not what Bruno says, but
Vardy's been worse than Bruno for that this season. They've got ridiculous amount of penalties.
Yeah. Leicester don't get Manchester United referee privilege.
That's true. That is true. Even if the next 2 are Sheffield and Brighton.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't get rid of Vardy more than likely if I had him, but I'm not looking to get him in either. I don't have Bruno either, for that matter, so kind of what Justin said, you just can't have everyone.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so that's what we have against the Senate at the moment. For myself, I have Vardy, Salah, and KDB. I've opted to stop owning Bruno. So I've had Bruno for 2 weeks. I picked up his 10 and 11, and that's it. I'm done. No, I picked up his 10 and 11, and that's it. I don't want anything to do with that idiot anymore, because Solskjaer is I do not feel proud owning Bruno Fernandes points. I'd rather go back to Son. Okay.
Smart to get him out before he plays a top 6 side anyway. Just because they'll probably struggle.
Yeah. Okay, yes. Quick one on that. Do you guys think Man United are still the top 6 slayer, like what they were doing in early season, or do you think they're more of a flat track bully now?
It's so the Premier League this. I don't know what it is about this year. I think I do know what it is about this year, but it's so evened out. That it's hard to tell where teams are. I feel like a lot of teams are just around the corner from a form change. I mean, Everton were looking, top of the league material, and then they've had a bad few weeks. So it's sort of like form's not even a thing anymore. It doesn't, or maybe it's the opposite. Like form's a thing, but it doesn't extend very far. So Manchester United, 1 week, they lose. What was it, 6-0 to Tottenham?
Yeah, 6-1.
6-1. Yeah, and then the next week they're beating PSG and PSG and Leipzig. And it's sort of like you can't predict where teams are going to be. It's too unpredictable is the word.
Okay, so sorry. Just to add to the unpredictability argument, Man United this season, as Fionn mentioned, against top 6, they've lost to Spurs, they've drawn against Chelsea, and they've lost to Arsenal. But they have just had 3 wins in a row against Southampton, West Brom, and Everton. So they play West Ham next. Are West Ham a top 6 side, Fionn?
Yes. I think
Justice,
fifth place means top 6.
Justin, what do you think?
Well, I mean, West Ham are a good example of another team. Somehow, since Antonio's been out, they've been playing better, which is
Is it
fun.
better?
Yeah.
Do you think they've been better?
Or they're winning more, or they're getting better
We're
results.
still getting results, but we just haven't been playing better. We're just still getting results, which is good. Like,
Results are results. I think every team offers something. This is the thing about the Premier League, and what I'd hate to be a new coach in the Premier League. There are just no easy fixtures, and I mean, maybe you've got like there are 4 teams who are looking very relegation zone, but every other team is like not an easy game. There are no easy points, and like West Ham are very competitive. You can't, play against West Ham and be, this is a free 3 points for us. Like, you got to show up and be on your best, because they will tear you apart if you don't.
it'll be a good game this weekend, I hope.
Yeah, we're hoping for a good game, especially for Aaron Cresswell. Anyway, okay, so let's quickly move on to the league, because finally we've had something to differentiate against. This week, okay, so team of the week goes to our fellow Malaysian Jason, and
Can you screen share this, Lucian?
yes, I'm gonna share screen. Time for Boomer Zoom Cam. Would app show better? Maybe. I think the app will show it better. Okay.
I was about to say 60 points shouldn't be team of the week.
Well, he had 60, and then he had Johnston. He intentionally placed bloody Jetsteer as his first goalkeeper. But yeah, this is his team. Jason's actually got a penchant for picking relegation-based goalkeepers for save points. And the funny thing was that he sold Meslier for Johnston. So, but still, I mean, this is a good team. This is a decent team. Like, Eric Dyer is a differential aside. This is pretty much template.
I wouldn't say Eric Dyer is template. But yeah, pretty much actually. There are a lot of the same players going around.
Yeah.
Good balance there. Because
Yeah.
he's
And-
managed
yeah.
to fit in. I don't know how. I guess Jota's how he's done it, but he's managed to fit in a very strong midfield. But he's also got Kane and Calvert-Lewin and Chilwell, so he's done well there with the squad build.
So, would you recommend him getting KDB this week against Fulham?
For who?
Grealish? No game?
It's a bit of a jump.
I'd be so surprised if he could afford that.
Look, if
He could sell Kane.
if he's built that team with 4 mil in the bank, that would be incredible.
Yeah, he can manage my finances.
Yeah. I would want to look at his. I think he's running 2 books if he's done that. Yeah, you can sell Kane, I guess. Especially, if you do want to get rid of Grealish. It then sort of becomes, what striker do you want to bring in for Kane? Because that was one thing about that early season, is that you had all the 6 mil strikers were all firing. Who sort of fire? I mean, Bamford's had 2 slow weeks, so it's not too bad. But there aren't a lot of options.
Antonio's gonna join the conversation soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you don't. I don't know. It'd be really nice if Brewster just started scoring. That would be
Or started playing. Just anything really.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, so the sort of cheap mid-range strikers. I mean, if you want to bet on Callum Wilson, maybe, I guess. It's
You probably
not.
don't want him this week.
Yeah, I don't think Neil Maupay has done himself any favors at Brighton. So it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. Like considering that only 3 strikers scored double digits this week, or in fact, the fact that only 3 strikers scored more than 6 points this week is really testament to how difficult the striker bracket is at the moment.
Yeah. A
Um,
few more penalties
yeah.
this week.
Yeah, there've been barely any penalties this week. Oh, we had Watkins miss one.
Yeah, no,
So
Watkins
that should have been.
and Maupay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Okay, so that is the first one. Now, here's an interesting one for you guys. So, let me ask you guys a question before I show this next team. If you had an 8.0 midfielder, right? He scores like 17 points and then you buy him. Okay? And for the first 2 weeks, he scores a 2 and a 3. Do you let him go?
Is this ZH?
No.
Sam,
But would you let him go after a 2 and a 3 for an 8.0
trying
midfielder?
to think of who he is. Probably not, unless I'll need to know more. Like, I'll need to know fixtures and injury and stuff.
Okay, I mean, like the fixtures are somewhat good. It's a mixed bag.
Oh, I would
And
say.
how's he playing?
I would say no. I would keep.
Okay, what if he scores another 2 and a 3? So it's 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 games in a row.
Are we talking about James Rodriguez here?
Nope.
Okay.
So 2, 3, 2, 3. He's still getting minutes.
To push
And
it. But I mean, it also starts to. There are too many factors here, Lucy, and it starts to depend on, if other players in your squad need attention, or if anyone.
yeah, no, we assume that he doesn't need it. Like, not really. Like
Oh, I know who he's talking about. Finally.
You're starting. They're starting to run out of thread, I would say.
Hey,
Okay.
I would have got rid of Mahrez long ago.
Because after 7 games of just 2 pointers, finally, our dearest
Nicholas.
Niku, nailed the 21.
I didn't even captain him.
Well, how though? I mean, would you?
If you're gonna
Considering
do it,
you had Salah.
fuck it, go all in.
This was difficult. Like I actually really admire the fact that he's just left Mahrez there, especially after he had that 1 pointer. Oh, that 0 pointer against Liverpool. Yeah, where he didn't even feature. So yeah, I'm not sure whether it's resolution or he just forgot about his team, because I remember that he missed a few deadlines. But yeah, this is where we need it.
I don't know how he didn't at some point bring in Grealish or James Rodriguez for Mahrez, but he stuck to it, so he's got some sort of reward. I do find it interesting how many people transferred in of one performance.
Yeah, he's not had. It's a good point. He's not really had Rodriguez or Grealish at any point of the season.
Yeah. It makes me think to myself whether I'm missing something with how many people got Mahrez in. And not as in, am I missing a bandwagon, more of a, he had one good performance and suddenly the entire world wants to transfer him in. It's like, is it?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right, with Mahrez. I mean, okay, so objectively, like the reason I didn't give the name is because an 8.0 midfielder like Mahrez or James Rodriguez or Grealish even, like they could score you 2 and 3 across like 5 to 6 games, right? And 2 points per game for an 8.0 midfielder is rubbish. But one game like this, a 21 lifts him to like basically an assist every game. So would you be happy with 5 points per game for an 8.0 midfielder? Or would you rather upgrade or downgrade?
I mean, while I would be happy with whatever 5.5 points per game, Mahrez isn't going to get a hat trick every 5 games, unfortunately. I mean, like, I'm glad Niku got his points, and it's kind of fair play because of the Burnley and Fulham fixtures to keep him for that. But
let's put it this way, Finn. 5 point. If your entire team got 5 points, that's 60 points because your captain gets double. Would you be happy getting 60 points a week?
Yeah, I'd be happy with 60 points a week. I'd probably win the game.
I don't think 60 points a week would be enough to get you first. I'm not sure. I don't think it would be.
Maybe. It's kind of like 280. I don't know. That's probably not enough, but
it's good. It's a good score, to be fair.
I mean, you'd want more than 5 points a week for the likes of Salah and Kane and stuff like that. Anyone over 10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and our last award goes for sensible transfer of the week. And it's one thing bringing KDB in. I think that one was pretty straightforward. But would you have brought Chilwell in against Spurs?
Did he rise in price this week?
I don't.
He did this week. Did you do it last week?
Yeah, he did it last week. I've got to look
if
for.
he rose in price, then it's understandable because he's sort of the hottest defender on the market by a mile, isn't he?
Who did he get Chilwell for?
He sold Roman Says.
Size, okay.
Yeah, so if you had Says, I guess Chilwell is kind of the obvious replacement here, right? If you had this squad last week.
Yeah, no, really, like, it was a good choice, like, regardless, like, obviously the fact that he got the clean sheet is good, but, like, he had Lamptey playing Liverpool and he had Mitchell who wasn't going to play and Size who wasn't going to play, so he needed defenders, so he went Chilwell for the long term, and it worked out in the short term as well.
Yeah, Lamptey had a red card, he couldn't play.
Oh yeah, so he had 3 defenders who couldn't play.
Yeah, so my gosh, like, I mean, considering that he made such good moves and he still had this kind of score, do you guys think this is a squad issue where he didn't take enough hits to like fix his stuff, or did he take too many risky picks in Sterling and Foden? And
it's not a squad. I'm not trying to say. I think it's the too many risky picks. I mean, having a triple City midfield when City aren't playing well. I mean, they scored a lot against Burnley, but I mean, I think Basuma as well is just a bit too much, especially if you're gonna have Foden. I mean, the forward line is very standard. The defense is standard, though. You got to be worried now, considering Kilman isn't going to get as many starts. Lamptey is on a red and Mitchell isn't playing, so he's got.
I think Lamptey is back next week. He's unflagged for me.
Oh, is he? Okay, there you go. Well, that should help out. Has it been 3 weeks or surely not? I can't believe it's been through. Time just flies, I'm telling you. Yeah. So he should be a bit worried about that. I think the one that sticks out to me is Basuma, just because sorry, Basuma and the 3 City mids seems a bit much. So he has, those players. He has no Salah, no Son, obviously no Mane, and no Bruno Fernandes.
For your peace of
Yeah.
mind, it's only been a week since Lamptey's red. It was just a
Yeah.
1-game ban.
Wait, it was a straight red, wasn't
You only get 3-game bans for like a dangerous red card,
it?
like where you try to.
Oh, Pepe's headbutt was so dangerous. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, that is all the good stuff from the Senate League this week. So if the theme is about sensible transfers, let's talk sensible transfers. Who would be sensible to bring in specifically for this week? So I'm going to pull up the fixtures first. Fixtures.
I'm just going to answer you. Anyone Man. I just made fun of him for having 3 Man City players. Anyone Man City.
Anyone at all? Besides KDB, who else would you bring in?
Don't bring in Delap or someone. I don't know. But
Foden?
Are you about to suggest Benjamin Mendy?
I don't know. I'm just asking who. I'm just asking for anyone in, really. But we can start with Man City. Yeah, let's start with Man City.
Bring in the good assets. Don't bring in like Nathan Ake. Actually, Nathan Ake wouldn't be awful.
So let's do a rank. So you've got KDB way up there, high in the clouds. Who's after him?
Probably. I want to say Gabriel G. Is Sterling fit?
Yeah, Sterling's fit. He played last night.
If Sterling's playing, Sterling, and then Jesus, and then Mahrez.
So it's wait. So between Sterling, Mahrez, and Ferran Torres, how would you order them? How would what order would you put them?
The way you just said it.
Okay, Sean?
Like for this week by itself, I'd put Mahrez first because he didn't play on Tuesday night. Sterling and Ferran Torres both started, and Sterling played the whole game, and Ferran Torres came off. So Mahrez, if you were to guess, you would say Mahrez will definitely start. Yeah. But as actual assets, I prefer Sterling, then Mahrez, then Torres.
Okay. Considering the fact that Villa play Newcastle and that game has been postponed, is Ferran Torres a very big shout for this week? Because he's an easy switch over from Grealish or Barkley. Yeah.
I don't like getting in players for 1 week punts. I think it's too.
Well, it's essentially 2 weeks, right? Because there's the West Brom game in 3 weeks as well.
Don't they play Man United?
Yeah.
In between.
Which, it's not bad.
3 weeks. Yeah, you're right. If you want to do 3 weeks, you can. But if you're just getting him in because of this week, I wouldn't do it. I think because, the other thing Torres is like he's not a guaranteed starter. And so that sort of brings up the two main issues, which is one, free transfers are way too valuable to be doing stuff like that. But the other one is having guaranteed starters at the moment is so important, as you can see, because stuff like this Villa Newcastle game can happen where I have 3 Aston Villa players, so none of them are playing this week. And so you sort of need to have starters just even on your bench or anyway. You can't be affording risk players at the moment.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so we have no Keats, so I'm going to be the Harvey Barnes advocate here. What do you guys think of the Leicester midfield? Is it Barnes or do we shift to Madison?
It's just those minutes are just so worrying. He didn't start again, did he? he came off the bench.
I'm checking.
I'm pretty sure he came off.
Oh, sorry. I'm checking the Leicester game that just finished. So in Ukraine, Harvey Barnes started, and Madison came on.
But in the league, did he start in the league? No. No, he didn't start last week.
Yeah. Yeah, in the league he started. He started against Fulham, Madison.
Harvey Barnes didn't.
Yeah. So it's what do you call it? A toss-up. That's the word. It's a toss-up. So against Sheffield United, is Vardy the only pick here?
I guess the only nailed starter in the attack, I guess.
Unless you want to, pick a Yuri Tielemans or something off the charts. Probably. Leicester's fixtures. They have 2 good games, and then they start to turn pretty quickly after that.
Yep.
So yeah.
So I guess if you're holding on to James Justin, then I guess that's about it.
Oh, James Justin is okay. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So hold on to your Justins and listen to this one. All right. What about, like, are there any other players that stand out to you guys here? Any other teams? Like Everton, Burnley, that's a 1-week move because Everton's fixtures go to rot after that.
I think if I didn't have Jota, I'd probably be getting Jota for Grealish. I think.
I have to tell you, Chelsea's fixtures are starting to nicen up.
Chelsea?
Yeah, Chelsea has some good.
Let's
They've
take a
got a
look.
good 5 to 6 week run. Well, as as good as good gets, it's always hard. But
Well, there aren't any captainable games. I probably wait for the Leeds game to finish because Leeds do a lot of weird stuff. But everyone else, Everton, Wolves, West Ham, I don't know, still feels difficult. Like you wouldn't get an attacking player.
this is what I'm trying to say is that every game right now is sort of so tough. Like there are no easy, like even Chelsea playing West Ham at home or playing none of those games are easy. So it sort of becomes which players are fixture proof. It's a little bit of which players are in form, just because let's say like Son scoring against City would be an example of that. Just he's in form, so he's scoring even against good opposition. And fitting. It's also a squad building thing of fitting in the best players for your squad.
All right. Would you consider getting a Spurs defender, considering that they've had 3 clean sheets in a row now? I mean, this is to address people who have, I don't know, Emi Martinez. Would you consider Hugo Lloris at the moment?
What are the fixtures like past the Northland Derby?
Okay, let's see.
I haven't actually thought about it.
It's a bit of a jump. There's a bit of a price difference between Martinez and Lloris.
So you've got that Liverpool game that stands out, but beyond that, it's manageable.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it good enough to warrant Martinez out?
Yeah, because it's 5.5. You still need to look. You still need to dig out 0.8 somewhere.
Yeah, they do have that Mourinho defense though. you could see why one would do it.
Okay, so that's something to consider. Other sensible transfers in. So, what about Leeds? Are Leeds worth considering? Like after the Chelsea game?
I think they are.
How long can we ignore Stuart Dallas for?
Good old Paddy B. Well, who else? So, are any of their midfielders really getting consistent?
No, not at all. Because Leeds have not been scoring goals. That's the issue.
Which is funny for a Bielsa team, but I
Yeah.
don't know, probably get them in over Lookman if I was smart enough to get Lookman in.
Like after the Chelsea game, their fixtures are quite manageable.
Yeah.
I like having a Leeds defender, or I might even do Martinez to Meilier this week. I don't know.
But the
Think
Leeds
about it.
defense is like so. Like Leeds don't care about defense.
Well, it's not that they don't care about defense. It's just more of their style is unique. Like that man-to-man pressing system. It's so difficult to evaluate. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. You can't judge. You can't judge whether their defense is on point or not because man-to-man marking systems don't really have an obvious weakness. Like if your player quality is bad or if your players tire out very easily, then sure, man-to-man pressing is bad. But Leeds don't have a congested fixture list. They don't have Europe and they don't have major injuries. So, I mean, I don't see anything like really bad with their pressing at the moment. I don't know, Justin, what do you think?
Oh, I'm definitely, considering Leeds as an option. It's just sort of none of their players are really giving consistent returns. When their midfielders score or assist, it's sort of spread out amongst the midfielders. Their defense isn't really solid enough to consider a defender, and so it's like Bamford's sort of looking like the only option here. So it's tough. It's very tough.
Yep, it is
It's
tough.
tough to see who to bring in.
Okay, so all right. Now, let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. Villa Newcastle has disappeared off this list, and we don't know when the fixture will come back. So let's talk about the players to replace. Grealish. Jack Grealish is having decent fixtures after this blank.
They both are. That's the annoying thing. You don't want to trade them out because their fixtures are so good.
Yeah, there are Burnley West Brom games in the horizon as well as Crystal Palace. So Villa's next 4 after the blank is really good. So let's have a decision here. If you own Grealish and you have, let's say, Brewster or Bissouma as your first sub, do you sell or hold?
I'm holding. Do you know what? I'm gonna hold Grealish and Watkins.
Who are your subs?
I've got Brewster and Lamptey. Thank God Lamptey's back. That saves things. Brewster, Lamptey, and Kilman. And I also have Zaha, so I'm actually gonna. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna use my free transfer on Zaha. And I might get out Martinez.
Okay, Fionn, what do you think? Sell or hold?
I'm in the same as Justin. I have Martinez, Grealish, and Watkins. And I don't really see myself getting rid of Grealish or Watkins I'm either going to get rid of none of them or maybe get rid of Martinez, I think, at the moment. But if I didn't have Jota, I would very much consider Grealish to Jota. Yeah.
Yes,
But
yes. Grealish to Jota. Yeah.
yeah.
What about Watkins? If you own Watkins, are you done after that penalty miss?
If I was, well, we do own Watkins, and other than his 0 points, I was very impressed with his performance on Monday. He was really good. Like, not only did he score the offside goal and miss a penalty, but he also set up an absolute sitter for Trezeguet, who just missed it. So like on a different day, he has 2 goals and an assist. So with those 4 fixtures, I'm fairly happy to keep him.
Yeah. Hey, Theon, I've got a player for you. I want you to try and guess who this player is.
Yeah.
Starting off, I'm going to read out what their total points in the season is since they started getting regular playing minutes, which is 2013-14, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Wait, you and Lucian, both of you. So we've
Yeah.
got 60, 72, 80, 92, 84 points, 94 points. And then last season, a lot more minutes saw them get 117 points. This season, already, they're up to 56 points.
Whoa. The heck?
So this player, I don't think you're going to get it, would be one James Ward-Prowse.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about Danny Ings, but yeah, okay. JWP. Yes. Wait. Let me pull up their fixtures first. Okay. So, because I was looking at Shea Adams actually. So this is a very good time to bring up Southampton. Okay, so they've got Brighton this week, and then it's a mixed bag. But form is form.
Is it?
So would you hold JWP against this fixture list?
I almost think
Would I hold?
up until the Liverpool game, I think it's actually fine.
Yeah.
They've got
He's
Yeah,
the scored player of the month. So.
Actually, Fionn, if you don't mind switching back to McCarthy for a little bit more money, it's pretty good value here. Yeah, Martinez to McCarthy actually isn't a bad play here. If you want to
What
go
you say, sorry?
If you wanted to turn Martinez into McCarthy, this isn't a bad pick because half the league still has McCarthy, and if you want to follow what everyone else has, this is okay.
Shea
like
Adams
six of those 7 fixtures are nice.
Yeah, Shea Adams is going to rise.
Yeah, that's the other one. I was actually looking at Shea Adams because I have half a mind of selling DCL soon if he really starts to lose form. Yeah. But this is difficult because I don't think Brighton's an easy game, even though they're in the relegation spots. So it'll be the games after that.
I think Theo knows the trick is you don't get Jota and you don't get Ward-Prowse, you get Jared Bowen. It's all about Jared Bowen.
Jared Bowen. Well, West Ham fixtures after Man United are okay, right?
Yeah. Or you can get Fornells even if you're feeling frisky.
I wouldn't get Fornells. I think it's just a matter of time before Benrahma is starting in the team.
Oh yeah, is Benrahma legit or not?
Yeah. but not for FPL yet. Yeah, he's still going to start on the bench.
Yeah, so what about someone like, Fabianski as an option?
Yeah, I'm considering Fabianski, definitely.
Okay. All right. So we've addressed midfield, we've addressed goalkeepers, we've talked strikers. So how many candidates do we have as strikers if you had Watkins, or is it just a hold from all of us? Because I'd say hold for like 4 games.
You can get Bamford if you want. This is what I was trying to get at earlier. It's just that price bracket for forwards is a bit rough. Obviously Wilson has the same problem where he's not playing. Adams he's doing a bit. He's slowed down a bit. Morpay's not doing a lot. Mitrovic isn't doing a lot. And then you go into players like Chris Wood, Bobby Decordova-Reid, who's like a right back at this point, isn't he? Is he?
I would have sold Watkins if Antonio was fully fit, but he's just clearly not at the moment. So I'm happy to hold Watkins.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, so Watkins to Antonio is a good switch in 4 weeks. But Justin, do you see basically no one at this price bracket, right?
Well, I'm gonna say that, and then they're all gonna score goals. No, it's not that I see no one. It's just that all the players at this price point aren't doing a lot at the moment. Like even some other players like Jordan Ayew or McGoldrick or Joe Linton. Like no one's really. You can Danny Welbeck if you want. Don't do that.
Okay, how about this? If Newcastle get over their COVID outbreak really, really quickly, we Wilson.
Fucking hell.
Because Villa players aren't affected by COVID. It's just Newcastle that's having the outbreak.
Yeah.
Because Newcastle's fixtures are quite good.
Yeah, they're decent. You'd only probably have them for 3 weeks. It gets a bit rough after that. But I don't think I'd be rushing to bring Newcastle players in, especially considering Newcastle are the king of trap players at the moment. They've got Wilson and Saint Maximin and even Joe Linton a little bit. I wouldn't be touching him.
All right, cool.
It's not like it's not like Patrick Bamford was, where he's scoring goals every week. Like they're just plodding along a bit.
Okay, all right. Okay, now, all right. So this aside, I'd like you guys to pick a dream 5 midfield team. Like right now, let's assume that we're going 3-5-2. Who would you consider as the top 5 midfielders you would want?
I think four of them pick themselves, which would be De Bruyne, Salah, Son, Fernandez. So it's sort of that fifth mid option. If you want to, diversify and get Ziyech or Havertz, or if you want to be very stupid and get a Aubameyang. Or you can get Mane in just because you're not going to do bad getting Mane or Sterling. I don't know. But
You didn't mention Jota.
Definitely those. You can get in Jota. If you're doing Dream 5 midfielders, I've had Mane over Jota. But, if you want to take budget into account, then yeah, sure.
Okay. Fionn.
Yeah, I basically agree with Justin. De Bruyne, Salah, Bruno, unfortunately, Son, and then probably Mane.
You know
No
what?
budget.
I wouldn't mind Jack Grealish.
Yeah, Grealish. Yeah, I was about to bring up Grealish as an option, really.
No, I'll tell you what. It's all about Pedro Neto, isn't it?
Oh,
We're all
come on,
living in the
let's
Petro
not
Neto
go
world.
there. Let's not go to Wolves just yet. Not with that Raul Jimenez head injury. You don't know who steps up.
Bro, that was. I'm not gonna lie. There was a period of time where I'm like, what if I just watched a player die? I was very concerned. They did well not to show the replay at all. They just, showed him being stretchered off. But yeah, that was not good.
Yeah. Yeah, and hip injuries are really, really difficult to spot because they're not as contorted as, say, knee injuries. So you don't really see the gravity of the situation until, like, you see them, like, on the floor for a couple of minutes and then you're, like, genuinely concerned, are they all right?
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's why the Pedacek head injury took so long for the medical staff to react to all those years back, because it's so difficult to spot. And yeah, I don't know. Does that vilify David Luiz? Yeah, Justin, what do you think? Like, what do you think of David Luiz now?
I don't think he did anything. I literally don't think he did anything wrong. He was just, going to head the ball. Well, and I mean, it's not like, David Luiz has gone in with his own head trying to injure someone else. It's literally, I think it's just unlucky. And, when you play sport where against someone, when it's a non-contact sport, but there is contact, it can happen. It's not like I think the Petacek incident was a bit more careless, but the Devil Lewis is just going for a header, so I don't think he's done anything wrong at all.
Okay. For the record, my Dream 5 midfield at the moment would be KDB Salah,
Son, Fernandez, Lookman.
I'd have Son in there, yeah. But the last two, I'd say I'd pick Grealish over Bruno. I'd still pick Grealish over Bruno.
And then who's the fifth one? The fifth one's Lookman?
I don't know how to sell Lookman, by the way. That's a difficult one. The fifth one should be Jota still at the moment.
Over Mane. Like, surely if you're getting unlimited budget, you can pick Mane.
If I had unlimited budget, I would pick Sterling.
Well, it's your dream 5. There's no budget in your dreams.
Yeah, still. I mean, I still think that Jota's like really highly rated right now. Like,
Listen, I
don't know.
It's like
It's weird, right? It's weird because right now in Liverpool, the weak link isn't Salah or Mane or Jota. It's actually Firmino. On whether honestly, like Firmino has been good, but Klopp hasn't been using this 4-3-3 fullbacks pushing forward system since last season now. So I think we need to update our systems a bit and admit that Klopp's gonna be using a new system going forward. And he's either gonna go 4-2-4, like what he's doing now with Salah, Jota, Mane, and Firmino all starting up front, or he, I don't know, has he even shown an alternate system? Because there's so many injuries, right? And I understand that it's easy to switch to Mane for the price tag, but who's to say that Jota won't do the same thing? I I really don't see that much of a difference between Jota and Mane at the moment. Like if you blanked their prices, if we didn't know the prices of Salah, Jota, and Mane, I don't think you could pick between the three. It's a bit difficult in that sense. But yeah, I would have Sterling as my fifth. It's probably gonna happen soon after that 5-0. We're probably gonna see another 5-0 against Fulham. So that makes me worry a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Have there been any other things that we've not addressed?
Are we doing predictions?
Yes, we are. I guess. Oh my gosh, there's only 3 of us though. Yeah. Okay.
We can fly through them.
Yeah, let's fly through them. Okay, let's see.
How about it? Lucian, who do you think is the best goalkeeper, 5 mil and under?
For how many games?
Like a reasonable amount, like not 1 game, but not 10. Let's say.
I mean, I asked this question because
4, 5,
the
6.
World Cup is happening soon. But I know that a lot of people aren't tempted to use it, and I know that there are a lot of people who still have their wild cards. So there are a group of people who have used their first wild card and are not going to touch it until the double game weeks later in the season. And then there are a group of people who are like, oh no, I've got to use it by the 16th or it's going to expire, right? So they'll probably be looking at like the next 4 games only or something.
What about the goalkeepers?
For 5 and under, I think. Have you guys seen that chart where like you have 3 circles, that Venn diagram where you have 3 circles, and then you need like someone in the middle of all 3? So like you need a goalkeeper who can pull off saves, who's in form enough to pull off saves, and yet you need clean sheet potential. And then the third one. What was that third one? There was a third one that I couldn't remember. But yeah.
What you're telling me is that I should get in Alfonso Areola.
If you're in the save department.
Right. Okay. So you're telling me I should get in Jordan.
There are a lot of keepers who are actually racking up as many, if not more, saves than Areola. The thing about Areola is that he's making good quality saves, but he's not making high volume saves. So like the shots that Fulham are conceding are so dangerous that it doesn't matter how good Areola is, he's still probably going to concede anyway. And it's not like Fulham give a lot of, like we're basically looking for like that Burnley goalkeeper that concedes a lot of shots that are easy to save. We're looking for that. So among the relegation goalkeepers, I probably still favor Johnston from West Brom.
Really? Would you prefer him over someone like McCarthy?
Yeah, so if we're talking about like the mid to low table teams, how many are we picking between? McCarthy, Martinez, and
Johnston. I mean, you've got Pickford's similar, Matt Ryan's there.
Oh, Matt Ryan.
Ramsdale, Areola, and then you get into like Gaeta, Meslier, Darlow.
Is Guaita still 5 and under?
He's exactly 5 mil.
Yeah.
See, I
Best
think
goalkeeper at the moment.
McCarthy is probably the best out of all of those.
Okay, so I'm okay with McCarthy, but the issue with McCarthy is that they don't have a system that keeps clean sheets. Because Hasenhüttl has admitted that he still favors the high pressing system. So if it works, it still doesn't guarantee clean sheets. It guarantees goals, but it doesn't guarantee clean sheets. So McCarthy basically has set himself up in a team that he either scores 9 or 2 or 1. Feast or famine. And I'm not a fan of that system. I'd rather have a goalkeeper that's like either 4 or 7. Because if your goalkeeper suddenly has a shit run and the results don't look good, there's always that opportunity to change goalkeepers. So on my list, my top 3 going forward, I still think Emi Martinez is up there. It's just that I would have him maybe 3rd in my list. So my top 2, the first one I'm considering is definitely Meslier from Leeds, because we've got to break the notion that Leeds are a bad team defensively. We've got to get that Liverpool game and that Crystal Palace game out of our heads. The second goalkeeper I would consider is Patricio above 5.
Pardon?
Is Rui Patricio above 5?
Yeah.
Fabianski is also 5.1, right?
He's 5.1. Yeah. Where is Patricia? Is 5.5. It's way up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, see the other one. I mean, if you Mendy at 5.2 is actually a very clever pick.
Yeah, I wish I could get
so
Mendy. I have 1.1 off getting Mendy.
I'm so close. Maybe I just shouldn't get Jota. But yeah, Mendy at 5.2 is very nice. And then I don't know. So who's your other one? You're one in between Meslier and Martinez.
Yeah,
You just make it up.
Oh, this is so annoying. This is actually really difficult. No, you've asked a very good question. This is very difficult. I probably, I want to say Leno. I really, really want to say Leno, because it's gotta happen soon. Yeah, it's got. Bleh. I hate to say it, but it's just for lack of quality, for lack of alternatives. I probably go with Johnston.
That's a rough fixture list he's got coming up, though.
Yeah, if City, I mean, the good thing about this fixture list coming up is that it's during the congested period, so rotation is quite likely. So the big teams might not blow out the small teams 5-0. That's the only argument I can see for the relegation sides. The tough, So I think in this period, I probably would advise not to pick up players like Mopai or whoever, because that cliche saying, right? It's tough for teams at the bottom, and it's usually during this Christmas period where you see like you see shit like the Lookman penalty, where they're in a good position to get some points and then suddenly they just fuck it up somehow. December is a time where relegation sides somehow don't pick up points. They wouldn't get blown out, but they'll lose like 1-0 or 2-0 or something like that. But yeah, those are my 3.
Sounds good.
So you're not putting McCarthy in there?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, Meslier is such an interesting prospect, because I mean he does have Chelsea, but then the fixtures do look up actually after that.
Yeah, It's because like okay, the first thing about Meslier is that he's so young and the saves he makes. Have you seen the saves that he makes? It's quite scary actually, because he's not. Yeah, for a young goalkeeper, he's making these saves that like just defy expectation. So that's the first thing about him, that you know that even though he has a bad game, it doesn't get to his head. He'll just continue like trotting on. But at the same time, Leeds probably among all the teams under 5.0 at the moment, Leeds probably has like the best potential for clean sheets against big and small sides. They wouldn't do a flat track bully, but you're not picking goalkeepers for a flat track bully kind of fixture list, right? You want them to like pull off the odd 0-0, that sort of thing, and Leeds can do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so difficult.
There's not
Okay.
outstanding.
Yeah.
Okay, predictions.
Yeah. So Justin, man, I wanted to give you that 6-0 prediction so bad. You should have gone 5-0, man.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot Justin said 6-0.
Yes.
Yeah, you got close. Really close.
Yeah, really, really, really close.
In fact, so close they put the ball in the net 6 times.
But yeah, no one got anything, I think, this week. I don't think anyone got anything. City Burnley. So that was like
KDB.
that.
KDB got 10.
Yeah, we have a KDB, disgusting KDB picker.
Justin just knows, yeah.
But that's it. Oh, sorry. Okay, fine. Justin wins this week because fortune favors the brave.
Oh yeah.
Mine is there. But yeah, it's been a dry week. It's been a very, very dry week. So let's quickly go through the next round of fixtures because they look great. They look really, really great. Okay, first one, City, Fulham. Start with that. Let's get that out of the way. I think Fulham will score. Not because I have Lukman. Okay, let's go with 5-1. Okay, Fionn.
3-1.
And Justin?
I think this is going to be one of those games where City go 3-0 up early and they sort of just like stop. You know how they do that? They just like get it.
Yeah.
And just stop
it. It could turn into 8-0 like Watford.
It could. Nah, they got all the goals out of their system last week. They get a bit bored of scoring. So I'm going 3-0.
Okay, 3-0. You know what? There are only 3 of us, so let's just do goal scorers. I'd say KDB up there, and then the usual random Kyle Walker goal. Okay, Fionn.
KDB and Ferran Torres.
Yeah, Justin.
So none of you are going Mahrez after all that?
No. He's gonna blank for another 5 game weeks.
I'll go De Bruyne. I'll do Mahrez just for the fun of it. Chucking a defender. Who are we chucking? Chucking Ben Mendy.
God, I hope not. Oh.
All right, next one. Yeah, wait. Who did Sheffield United play? Oh yeah, Leicester. Right. Okay. Sheffield United against Leicester. Okay. Do we adjust our predictions? Not really. I'd say 2-0. Fionn?
1-1.
Oh wow. Okay, Justin?
1-2. I'll split the difference.
Okay. Then Justin, you can go first on this one.
No one.
No one. Okay, Fionn?
Ramsdale.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Caps.
He's very
Really showed it.
exciting.
Okay. We go with this again. Alright, next one. Burnley against a team that we've not seen in a while, that we've not talked about in a while. Is this the return of DCL, Fionn?
Yeah, 2-0 Everton.
Okay, Justin?
Trying to think. Let's go 2-3. Bit of a fight back, but not enough.
Oh, can't imagine Burnley scoring 2 goals. But okay, I'd say it's going to be 1-1.
That's the problem. Like, I think you got a bit of an imagination problem. You got your dream midfielder, and you've got like 6.5 mids in there. You know, you got to think outside the box.
All right. Fionn,
I'll give
2-0.
DCL and Hamed.
No defense. Like that Nkulu fella?
You're asking me for a defender? No,
Okay.
all good.
All right, Justin. 3-2.
Yeah.
Fancy.
So,
Fancy
Dominic?
schmancy.
DCL, and I'm going to say another D, Dwight McNeil.
Oh, man. That name. Wait, I think I missed the first name. Who was before DCL?
No, it was Dominic, who is Calvert-Lewin.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. As James Richardson would say, woof. So let's do a fun one. The plum fixture this week, I think it's the North London Derby, right?
Yeah.
That's the one, yeah. So let's do the North London Derby. All right, let's start with the Arsenal fan. Justin, please don't tell us 0-0. What is it going to be?
Is Harry Kane's injured, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
injured, which means he's definitely not injured. I'm not enjoying this. I'm really not. And it's at Spurs too. It's away.
We could predict Newcastle Aston Villa instead.
Why'd you make me go first? I just don't know how it goes, because this is the thing about derbies, is that, like, you know, form doesn't matter, but also we suck. So I'll go 0-0.
Okay. Let's see. I'll have my say. I think Spurs. Yeah. No, you know what? I think it's 1-1. Because I'm boring. I'm gonna be a Fionn and be safe. Fionn, you go.
That's grand. I think Arsenal, they're putting all those crosses in. It's maths. I think 2-0 Arsenal.
Oh, okay. Justin, any goalkeeper you want to nominate?
Oh yeah, I think Son is gonna miss a penalty, so I'll go Leno.
Okay. All right. 1-1. 5-2-3. Yeah, has to be. All right. Fionn.
I'll go like Gabriel from a corner.
Yeah. Would you guys consider Gabriel actually, like legit?
No, because Bellerin is the better option, and I wouldn't have two of them, so no.
Oh. So, because it's a few corners now, right? That it's been a few corners now that Gabriel has scored from.
And against Wolves.
Yeah. So, when does he become a legit option? When they start keeping clean sheets? Because it's not like Arsenal are doing stuff from open play a lot.
I would just say not an option. Just because a player scores a few goals doesn't mean they have to become an option all of a sudden. Sometimes, random people score.
So he's just like the rich version of Vestergaard.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Okay. All right. So to close it out, let's talk transfer plans. I'm gonna start first because it's probably the least adventurous one. So I bought KDB as well. It's just that I decided to sell Bruno Fernandes for it, because I want to give James Rodriguez his swan song against Burnley. At the same time, yeah, Fionn, I bought Meslier. I think you would have seen it in the screen share just now. And that's me. Justin, your go.
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
Transfer plans.
I literally just made my transfers. Out Zaha and Martinez, in Jota, unfortunately, after missing all the price rises, and Meslier. So I'm putting all my trust in you.
Okay. So, Fionn, are you going Fabianski?
No, I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest. Maybe Martinez to Meilier, but I might just do nothing and have 2 free transfers next week. I don't know. I can have 10 players.
Here's the thing, it's only a -2 this week.
Yeah.
They're not, well, that's presuming, because they are playing Chelsea, so it's presuming Chelsea doesn't score that
Yeah,
much.
it's definitely harder with keepers to predict what their points will be.
According to according to Lucian, when Leeds play top 6 teams, they turn into prime Real Madrid. So it should be
That'd be handy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait to see what Sean Dyche says about Pope, because I have your man Peacock for Al.
Yeah.
So if he plays,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I really want to give a big middle finger to people who have suggested that we go 2 Villa goalkeepers. I swear, there was quite a bit of mention of that early season. Oh, I'm so pissed off because I couldn't buy Jack Grealish because of that, having 2 Villa goalkeepers. I swear, I hate it so much. Yeah.
that's a bit unfortunate, to be fair.
Okay. Right. So, okay. Did we miss out anything? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. So since the 3 of us did okay, so we did bad advice of the week last week. So let's give good advice this week. So, Justin, you wanna go first? What's your good advice of the week this week?
My good advice, My good advice of the week is pick plays at random. Nothing matters. Whoever does well, last week will not do well this week. So, just pick players you like. It's about having fun. It's just a game. It doesn't matter. It's just a game. So just have fun with it. That's my advice.
Yeah. Nice. I like that. That's a very cheery outlook. Actually, I was gonna echo that. But not in the sense that nothing matters, but it's more of like, don't worry about the blank too much. If you can field 11 players, field 11 players. Yeah. Like for myself, Emi Martinez was the only thing that prevented me from playing 11, which is why I replaced him. But otherwise, if you can bench all your Villa and Newcastle players, bench them. Yeah, that's all I would say.
Do you count Brewster as a player? I really count him as half a player.
No, I'd count. Yeah, you'd still count him. Because
I can feel
Sheffield United could do anything.
Because I'm not counting Brewster.
But okay, sure. Fionn.
I guess my advice would be keep an eye out for blank game week 18 and double game week 19, because they're not too far away. So yeah.
Why would they blank?
As far as I know, there will be a double game week in game week 19.
Is it got to do with the League Cup?
Yeah, but also I think that's likely when Man City, United, Villa, and Burnley will play their game week 1 fixture.
Right.
Oh. Do you think Villa Newcastle will drop there as well?
I think that's harder to say. That's that's really up in the air.
Okay, that's a great point. Wow. That's in January, right? 18-19?
I'm
Might be into December.
probably to start thinking about triple captains. I just hope one of the big midfielders has like Fulham in a double game week. Because if a team has like, imagine you get Fulham and Sheffield in a double game week. Will that not be the best triple captain ever?
Do you guys remember who were the missing teams? Like there was a Manchester derby.
Villa missed the first game.
It was
Against?
Villa, United, City, and Burnley.
Oh, so it's gotta be that City Burnley game. Wow. Okay. Alright, that's a big one. Okay. Thanks guys. Thank you for committing the time. Unlike okay, never mind. No dissing people. Yeah. We miss you, Todd. We miss you. Okay. So that's it. And as always, the Senate will rise.